So this is Kane 541204 here, or just Kane. So I am currently in the works of playing some Apex Legends, and to start off, I'm not very good at the game, like at all. But this is how we get better, right? As we practice, we find out where we stand, and we go from there. So what I decided to do is I'm going to, after recording about 3 games, I figured I would record my reaction, talk about my thought process, why I chose the weapons that I did during the arena game, and go from there. So, with that in mind, we're going to start this video, and we're going to start it off now. So to start, I chose to play Gibby primarily because I like him, primarily. That's the biggest one, is I like him as a character. And for me, I either play Galbator or I play Wrath. Or Wraith, whatever. Wrath, Wraith. They're my primaries. And Gibby, I usually like to throw out his shield when I'm getting ready to try and recover somebody. But I don't end up doing that these games, and you'll see why in a moment. So, getting started. The first weapon that I chose was the carbine, I believe. Or, I think that's the flatline, actually. And the reason why I chose that is because it's one of the first... Yeah, the flatline. It's one of my favorite guns to use when it comes to the game. I either use the flatline or the carbine. I use the flatline because it's a heavy weapon, which actually does fairly decent damage. Can break through a good chunk of shields. And the carbine, which is the light rifle, I like to use just because of how fast it is in terms of getting knockdowns, if you can actually get enough shots off. One of the things I like about Gibby is that he's got that arm shield, but the problem is when you lose it, I don't know how to get it back. See, I can get a couple of shots off, and I can actually make some hits, but my quote-unquote damage output's not the greatest. Plus, my awareness around me is not the greatest. See, I was trying to cover him while he was going to revive that guy, but yeah, that just didn't happen. Because he dropped the revive in the middle of it, and primarily because I got dropped. Like, biggest one, I got dropped. I wasn't able to keep him off of him. So, and you can see here, I go for the carbine. And, of course, the cheap pistol, because the pistol, whether you go for the light or shotgun variants, it doesn't really matter. A free pistol is a free pistol. And here I'm following this guy. I'm trying to watch his back more or less. Primarily because I've learned that if you go alone in this game, especially in arenas, if you go alone, you're just screwed. There's nothing you can do about it. You get screwed over, you get shot to shit. It happens. And yeah, there's not much I can really do from this range, especially with the carbine, because the carbine's shot radius, or like range, isn't that far, so to speak. If nothing else, what I'm doing is I'm giving covering fire, if nothing else, which is what I'm trying to do. And then that happens, and I just drop. So, here you can see I'm dancing around this, this metal thing. Even though I'm out of my energy with the knockdown shield and everything. The reason why is because if I can give my party or allies coverage, even when I'm knocked down, telling them, hey, this is where they're at, you can see for certain, you know, you can say for certain they're right here. So your allies aren't walking into something they can't handle. Unfortunately, that does not end up playing well for us, and we get dropped. Kind of a spoiler warning, I win none of these games. Like, none of the I don't win any of the matches. I win a couple rounds, but none of the matches are winners here. And again, a lot of people would go, well, why are you posting this to YouTube? Well, primarily so that I can get some tips. Because obviously someone's going to tell me I'm shit in the comments. And if I'm lucky, they'll leave me a reason why I'm shit in the comments. And I can actually kind of learn. I would rather learn through review and understanding than just being told, well, you're shit, and having 45-year-old people and children screaming at you over the headset in fucking Apex. Speaking of, I do not use the mic system, party system, unless I am playing with friends. For that reason. Because they're not trying to help my game get any better, they're just there to scream and shout at me the entire time. I'm not a fan of that. So this is where I took the longbow. And for me personally, I am better with a sniper rifle than I am with any of the other guns. And for me personally, the longbow and the sentinel are my favorite guns to use. The problem is I'm just a shit shot. So you can see here I'm trying to get my stuff healed up, which I managed to do just fine. And here I'm trying to hit them with the fucking longbow. No, it doesn't work. I get jumped on. And again, like I said, I'm just a shit aimer. Like, I have no concept of aim when it comes to these games. I used to have a really good aim on my PlayStation, but I changed to PC because my PlayStation kept crashing. So, here I am trying to get good with a frickin' Xbox controller, which isn't all that different from the PlayStation controller, but that's not the point. But yeah, as you can see here, we lose this game, and it's unfortunate, but that's how it happens, you know? So I leave, and that is the first game. Moving on to the second game, like I said, I like Wraith a lot, just because of her ability to... I like her ability to run with her triggered ability, which allows you to, I guess, essentially stealth in a way. I guess kind of ninja run or whatever, I don't know. I don't know what the term is, but I like the fact that you can use her ability, and essentially run away, if you need to. Her portal ability is very fun. It's very cool. But as you'll see, I don't really ever use ultimates. Once again, I go for the flatline as my starting weapon, this time with the shotgun pistol. I'm just hoping to see if I can get any kind of different result. Personally, I know that that's probably not going to happen. I come over here, crouch in the corner, I'm waiting, and here we go. So, round one starts us off with nothing too strenuous. Again, I'm following a teammate. I'm making sure I've got their back. I'm looking out, making sure they're. I come over here because this is actually a really big choke point on this map. A lot of people like to come around this corner and just start flanking like super fast. And I'm keeping an eye out. I'm waiting, and then hostiles show up, and it's like, great, okay. Start firing at that guy. I hit him once. I fired like 6 rounds off, and I only hit him once. So it's like I'm going to come around in the back, cut him off, and then I see this guy. He sees me. I run away. I figure, okay, I can still come back here. I can still flank a bit. I see them running away. She drops her smoke. I start unloading on this bloodhound, and I end up coming into this corner. Now, this is actually the moment I was talking about earlier, where having an ally to be able to point out where they're at is super helpful, because up here, the guy with the quadruple 7s was coming up around the corner and was actually going to, essentially, was going to come around that corner, and that bloodhound was just going to snipe him. But my pinging basically told him, hey, don't come in here. There's a guy here waiting for you. And we managed to stave it off for a little while. So once again, I buy the Sentinel this time. I don't go for the longbow, I go for the Sentinel. And I pick up the handgun. This is one thing I don't understand why people do. They do that, where they're constantly attacking each other in the waiting area. I personally think that's so dumb. I don't know what it is. I don't know what people are doing or expecting that to do or accomplish. And I just, whatever. Again, I know this is a choke point. I'm trying to just watch out, keep an eye out. If a contact shows up, I have the advantage, so to speak, knowing that it's a choke point. I see them firing over there. I check behind. Nothing. I go over, and I go to assist. They drop. I come over. I see this guy's down. I essentially tried to kill him, but then he fucking kept this door closed, and I spent a little too long on the door. See, I fired at it in frustration. So I just come around the corner. I essentially start unloading. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if that's an ally or an enemy. I don't know. But this is where things start going downhill. This was my last round win of the game. So I just did the Sentinel. I didn't like how slow the fire rate was, so I'm changing it back to the longbow. Gonna give it a shot. I also grabbed a carbine because I think it's carbine. Maybe. No. I don't know. I can't read the name. The video quality is not the greatest. But I grabbed an assault rifle, essentially, and it was one of the light weapons, not one of the heavies. It was one of the lights, and I primarily picked up the light because of the fact that I'm better a shot with the light guns than I am any of the other weapons. For instance, here, I started firing. I got 3 shots that connected. Emptied a clip, no hits. Because of course there it was. Yeah. Right here, I should have just bamped out of there. But I was thinking, well, I'm just going to try and heal up my shields. It was almost done, and then I freaking canceled it for no reason. Once again, I'm just doing this tap dance of just, here's the enemy, get ready, and then I get shot at from the side. So my ally comes in, picks up my shit, which you know what, I'm down for. If I'm down, take my shit. Do not just sit there and, you know, if I die, take my shit. Don't let it just sit there, because it's better in your hands than mine. And that's where we lost the round. Like I said, this is where it turns, because it's like thinking to myself, like, should I take a different gun? Should I give it a different one a shot? No, let's stick with what I know. Let's take the longbow. Let's upgrade it a couple times. Take the flatline, because I at least know how the flatline works. And I like the flatline. Again, taking the longbow just because I like sniper rifles. I like them a lot. I love the range with them. My only issue I ever have with sniper rifles is the fact that, well, the range is good, but the fire rate is always shit. So if you get into a freaking gunfight, you never want to have a sniper rifle in hand. So right here I see my two allies just run off, and it's like, okay, well, I may as well follow them. I'll switch to the flatline for now. He uses his sonar. I don't see any enemies. I should have turned around, but I'm like, okay, I'm going to stick with this. I'm going to stick with Bangalore. We essentially start a fucking firefight that doesn't last at all. I go to heal, and I accidentally knock her down. So I'm thinking, okay, we'll go into this corner, and then we just get jumped. The initial plan had been to get into the corner and just heal up. If I could, get the guy up, or get my ally up, get Bangalore up, and then just go from there. But, again, we ended up split up, essentially, and that just didn't go well. So we go into a tiebreaker game. Obviously, like I said, we don't win this. I ignore the sniper rifle this time. I upgrade the flatline. And I actually take a prowler here, just because I like the prowler. I wanted to try another gun, just in case, you know. I max out my ability. I buy my damn ultimate, because I'm thinking, well, maybe if I actually have these on the when I actually have these at the ready, maybe we're actually ready to go. So we start, I run out, I try to follow Bangalore. Again, choke point. I immediately saw them start firing at Bangalore, and I just, without hesitating, started opening fire there. I got a couple solid hits, but then I get dropped. And again, when you get dropped, it's the worst feeling in the world. So I start making my way to the smoke, and I get fucking exploded on. It's like, okay, one shot, I'm out. You know. I go into the smoke. I hope one of my allies can essentially come in and try and heal me up. I'm essentially just waiting to either die or get revived, and the seer comes in, revives me, and Bangalore drops. I'm thinking to myself, great, what do we do here? The fucking door opens, I get shot, I go down. Not even up for a couple seconds, and I get shot down. So, right there, I was just like, fuck, okay. So, this was already turning around. I was not pleased. So, the ring starts to shrink. We're at 30 seconds before it shrinks in. We got one player left. I'm going to, I don't know. I think my thought process was I may as well go and try and be a meat shield. I still had some energy left. I could try. But that obviously did not work. So it's like, okay, we're on our last round. You know, I need to take my best equipment. So I think I take a carbine and a flat. No, I maxed out the flatline. And I think I took a shotty, I think. Nope, I took a longbow, and I maxed it to the blue. Honestly, though, it just... does not feel good. It does not feel good when you are in the lead and suddenly you are one game away from losing. Especially when you put up a hell of a fight. You try. Like, some of your best games can be the one that you lose. Like, I have a feeling they're going to come in from behind. So I start aiming down, I'm looking. Sure shit, I'm right, only I'm not nearly close enough. So I start making my way over. Come up. Oh. They're literally within fucking point blank range, and I still miss most of my shots. It's like, okay, I don't like being here out in the open. We're gonna just, boom. We're gonna bamf over to here. Start making my way. And those two are down. So I know immediately, if I can't get somebody up, I'm dead. Yeah, and then you get 3 people on one, and it's just, there's no point. And that's that game. As I said, these are not my best games at all. In fact, these are the worst I've played in a while. And again, I have no reason to show, but I'm showing it anyway because I think it's funny. So, again, playing as Wraith. Yeah, I don't know why I keep calling her Wrath. I like Seer, kind of as a pseudo-review. I like Seer. I think his ability's pretty neat. It's literally just another Bloodhound character. Which, to be fair, there was only one Bloodhound to begin with, which is great. So, it kind of gives you another kind of scanning character. I mean, I believe that's what Calypso is also does, but I've never played Calypso, so I wouldn't know. From what you can see from my character select, I've only got the starting characters again. So here on this one, I decide I'm just going to go with a Peacekeeper, because it's one of my favorite shotguns. I like the Peacekeeper. The Peacekeeper's my favorite. I'm going to buy the shotgun, I'm going to buy the pistol, I'm going to buy a couple of my my bamfing abilities, and we're just going to go from there. The pistol's my long-range option, the shotgun is my short range. I'm hoping to God this works, and I don't know if it will or not. You're probably wondering, well, why don't you use grenades and stuff? Well, for me, grenades have never been a viable option for me. So I know the guy's right. Yep, there he is. And I just, bam. I'm just bamfing away. I'm not dealing with that. I hope to get over here, get behind cover. I see this guy, the Pathfinder, and it's like, okay, I'm going to drop this Pathfinder. I'm going to get him down. Fucking just knock him down. And then I do something really stupid, and I know it was stupid, and that's not Pathfinder, it's Ravager. I just sit here and I fucking dance with him long enough for this Bloodhound to catch up and just shoot me dead. I go to bamf out, and I just drop. I forgot that they didn't have, like, a lifeline or something, so I could have knocked him down and not had an issue. But it was like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna go with an automatic rifle this time, I think. Refuel the bamf ability, buy a sniper rifle, I guess, and a pistol. See, I can't even remember something that happened like 30 minutes ago. I literally played these games like an hour ago. From the time of recording here. And it's just not great. Yeah. Personally, I think I'm doing terribly. Just because I know I'm not the greatest. So I come up here to this corner. I can be like the eyes. there's one of the few shots that I've made that that proves, you know, I am good with the sniper rifle. It's just I gotta get used to the fucking shot deviation. So here goes this Gibby. I'm firing at him, and I cannot hit him. Can't hit the side of a barn. I hit those other two shots, boom, boom, back to back. Cannot make another shot with this thing. It's like I'm trying so hard to get, if not one shot, at least one. So, bam, hide behind the corner, bamf over. I figure give my ally some backup. And I do knock down a guy, but then I get shot down. This is probably my best game of the day. Like, hands down, bar none, this is my best match. Just because, like I said, you know, I had a couple good shots, I managed to knock a couple people down. You know, this was my best go, and it still was fucking garbage. So, I don't know why I decided to buy a Prowler. And I also bought this repeater. I don't know why. I've never used it before. I don't know how its firing rate is. I have never played it before. And I decided I'm going to play it for the last match, or last round of the game. Because that's totally going to help me, right? And here, I just keep hitting the damn wrong button. It's like, come on. So, I'm watching up here. I know that there was a guy that came up last time. I'm sitting there, I'm watching. Oh, and we found a guy. I started firing, and my shots started dropping. And it was like, great. Okay, bamfing out. They know I'm there. So I go to switch to the Prowler. I go to grab my shield battery, which will fully charge my shield, just because I'm like, I want to have a little bit of a guard. Start firing. I actually land a good chunk of my shots. Nothing else after that, though. He drops my ass, and I'm sitting there, I'm pointing at him, I'm like, pointing him out, and our Bloodhound is healing up. So, yeah. And then he just drops, which, you know, it happens. It sucks, but that's how the game goes. Alrighty, well, I think that should do it then. Personally, I am wanted to show those 3 games. At this point in time, I'm not the best Apex player. I want to get better. So, if you got any tips or tricks or anything to look up, you know, leave a comment and let me know. Let me know. Take care.